Well, as we've said, it has still been quite the seasonable weekend, and currently at Savannah Hilton Head International Airport, we are finding cloud coverage, but that is just what the sensor is reporting. You're finding a lot of sunshine across a lot of the area. 88 degrees, feels like 93 due to a good bit of humidity. Winds out of the south to southeast about 10 miles per hour continue generally along and east of I-95 due to the sea breeze, but it has been a stunner out there. Other than a few showers really from time to time, and I mean very spotty in nature, Viper radar remains clear across the coastal empire and low country, and this persists really for the next several days. Your next few hours do feature temperatures falling gradually as we work into the evening. Notice this, mostly clear skies gradually turn clear, and those temperatures cool down a good bit. Under the influence of high pressure as well, we do find light winds in the area. Combine that with our typical humidity, that is a recipe for some fog to develop. Now, this won't develop until later on at night, and again, this is going to be very patchy, but it will develop pretty shallow to the ground. And some folks here in the inland areas, just be mindful of that on your drive. But generally speaking, there should be enough wind right along the immediate coastline to keep the atmosphere mixed up enough for fog to not be a widespread concern. But do be mindful of that on your drive. But this is non-factor by about 8 or 9 o'clock as we get more sunshine in there to mix the atmosphere up as well. Now, look at the region shows you it is dry across the majority of Georgia and the Carolinas. We have a high pressure with that heat dome setting up across the region, and the surface high pressure centered across the Piedmont and foothills in North Carolina. Bermuda High sits well to the east. That sandwich effect is going to keep things pretty dry here the next about really several days, not even carrying rain chances Monday through Wednesday. You go Thursday into Friday, gradually high pressure starts to break down and daily rain chances begin an ever so slow return, but it's going to take a little bit to get this atmosphere back to our normal conditions. For now though, temperatures are going to be warm this evening. Again, be mindful of the fog setting up for some of you out the door. Other than that, mid 70s along the coast, lower 70s inland, but that fog dissipates quite quickly, and into the afternoon tomorrow, again, very hot temperatures, mid 90s for you here in Savannah and inland spots. You're going to find that as well. That sea breeze will be the relief as you do get, as I say, a nice breeze, right? But then also clearing out the skies on a really beautiful evening. Other than fact, it will be just a little bit on the uncomfortable side, and that humidity will ratchet up a good bit into later on in the week, and we'll have more warmth in terms of the mornings the next couple of days with mid 70s generally across the area, and that heat index is going to become a factor into Tuesday. Again, tomorrow about 100 to 103. The Tuesday already finding temperatures in the 90s before noon. Eventually, mid and upper 90s inland. I would be hard pressed to hit 98 degrees in Savannah, but I digress. You're going to have a lot of heat to contend with, and these evenings, Tuesday and Wednesday, even into Thursday, will also become quite uncomfortable. 73 degrees tonight. Patchy fog is going to be primed to develop with the light winds and ample humidity. Also under those clear skies, but other than that, a mild start to the morning. Into the afternoon tomorrow, the heat really cranks up, but not quite as bad as the heat index could be. 94 is going to feel like about 100 to 103 degrees with southeasterly winds developing into the afternoon, 10 to 15 miles per hour generally if you're along the immediate coast. 10-knot winds persist on the water, 2-foot seas, but rain-free conditions will be featured there. Midday will be the low tide, and your extended forecast does feature a lot of 90s in the forecast, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You will find the potential for heat indices to be about 105 to 110. So be very safe in the heat, and we gradually get back to our normal pattern there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
All right, at least no more lightning strikes.